I played two post-apocalyptic first-person survival games this year, Pacific Drive and Dying Light: The Beast. One of these is intense, spooky, and unsettling, and the other has zombies. Pacific Drive puts you in the shoes of a total blank slate, faceless, nameless, speechless, reactionless. In fact, forget about putting you in someone's shoes. You might as well be the shoe from Monopoly, and it wouldn't matter because the game insists upon you letting you roleplay as anyone you want, as long as that someone takes orders with the submissiveness of a veteran working at a Starbucks. The game kicks off with you driving around the perimeter of a sealed-off exclusion zone when you get Deus Ex teleported behind its walls, trapping you inside a radioactive anomalous wasteland. It's basically the Shimmer from Jeff Vandermeer's Annihilation, which is basically the Mist from Stephen King's The Mist, which is basically Silent Hill from Keiichiro Toyama's Silent Hill, which is basically the Krakow ghetto from Hitler's Nazi Germany. As the radiation seeps into your bones, you crawl inside a nearby car and are radioed by survivors inside the zone who guide you out of the radioactive belt to a safe house, and for the rest of the game help you escape the zone while solving its mysteries. Spoiler alert, you do neither. The game sort of just ends without any payoff or closure, with you back in your base, and the only difference between your situation now and 30 hours of playtime earlier being the upgrades you unlocked. The credits quite literally rolled as I was pumping gas into my car while the character was monologuing about how far we've come and how much more there's to do. Personally, I choose to believe my character had a spontaneous brain aneurysm from all the radioactive rain I was dancing in. Speaking of characters, you'll never see any of their faces. An inescapable Discord group call is your only method of contact with every character in the entire game, each of whom immediately overwhelms you with exposition. Oh no, you done teleported to the Olympic exclusion zone and you have a remnant bonded to you because of 5 waves before they relent and start mailing more logs than a British Columbian lumber mill to your logbook. It is initially clever that the silent protagonist is, well, silent because they have a receiver, not a transmitter, but that premise falls apart almost immediately when the tutorial asks you to fabricate a not exaggerating 200-foot tall radio tower on your base's roof. The aforementioned Discord group call can also get pretty cringy at story moments. I could count on 2 tentacles the number of times the problem was solved by someone going, "Of course, we could reverse funnel the McGill waves and fit the Hamilton equation into the Wechsler apparatus." And I just wish it were as tight-lipped about its story as it is about the anomalous entities you encounter in its world. Pacifist dribbles, place cramshes across your screen early on about how to maintain your station wagon and evolve it to a station wagging your finger in the face of danger with the same enthusiasm that it dumps exposition through your radio, but it keeps resolutely silent when it comes to how to deal with just about anything you actually encounter out in the exclusion zone. The gameplay loop of Pacific Drift is drive to a randomly generated map, survive, scavenge resources, and press buttons to progress the story, then escape as reality collapses around you and drive home where you unlock new upgrades for your car with the loot you found. The minute-by-minute gameplay of Pacifier Dribble involves short-term decisions like choosing what repairs to prioritize when you're on the road with a flat, a burned-out headlight, and a crack in your windshield, or charting an optimal route through a level so that your resource hunting outweighs what you burn in fuel, not to mention avoiding the anomalous evils within. Some hazards are self-evident obstacles like purple neon spike strips in the middle of the road, or rocks floating at cranial fracture level. Others result from a lack of attention or care for your car. Run out of fuel and you better start jogging by the roadside to find a junk car with more than vapors in its tank. Crash into a wall and smash your headlights, you best have scavenged enough materials to cherry-rig a light bulb or you'll be driving blind as bat. Smin, Shaker, Nike. Any one of these can be the first domino that topples the hut, but they also led to some rather immersive moments that made me scramble to improvise and problem solve on the fly. Other anomalous hazards include spiky tumbleweeds that stick to your car like a drunk at a claw machine, spaceships with swinging electromagnets that yank your car around like a drunk at a claw machine trying to impress their partner, and most frequent of all, mannequins that move while you're not looking at them, a la Weeping Angels or the drunk at the claw machine's partner. And again, there's no pop-up window to explain how they work or that they even exist, so you can imagine my surprise when I was rummaging through a dumpster and turned around to face a crash test dummy nonchalantly posed closer to me. Again, the game did nothing to validate my experience, not even an audio cue. It was better than any jump scare. It let me stew in my discomfort, taunting my lack of spatial awareness and making me question my own memory. But Pacific Drive isn't a horror game. I'd even say it can be quite the cozy experience when you're driving your station wagon as the rain pitter-patters on your window, or when you're fixing your car up at your base while custom MP3s play through in-game speakers. That's right, you can drag and drop MP3s to a folder on your PC and it'll play them through an in-game radio, assuming that you legally wink-wink acquired them, but that's assuming you legally wink-wink acquired the game. And I played... and... because I don't technically own a radio, or a car, or a driving license, or this game.